Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick zero confirmation as well as shooting this rifle for drops. Now this is not my rifle, it belongs to a friend of mine, and he asked me to shoot some shoot some rounds here on my range just to get it ready for hunting season. This rifle was recently purchased used, and it is a Remington 700 long range in 7mm PRC. It comes with a nice looking stock. The barrel is originally 26 inches on these rifles. This has been cut to 20 and threaded. The can on it is a AAC Jaeger 30. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to say it. And on top here is an EPL 4 from Arkin. This is a 30mm tube. It's supposed to be like a little bit more of a hunting oriented scope. It is a mill reticle with mill turrets, and it's got a capped windage turret. It's got some Arkin rings, and I'm not sure what kind of base it is, but a fairly nicely set up rifle. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a group here at 100 just to confirm zero. I imagine I'll have to move it a little bit because this is a different silencer than the previous user was running on the gun, and it has not been re-zeroed. So we'll go ahead and get started at 100. After that, my plan is to shoot it all the way out on steel. Hopefully I can get to 500 yards. I've got one box. I take that back. I've got one partial box of some Hornady Precision Hunter. This is the 175 grain ELDX bullet, and it looks like I've got 10 rounds to do this in. So hopefully I can get it done, but we'll see. So that was 3 rounds. First 2 here. I adjusted 9/10 of a mil down and 2/10 of a mil to the right. So this is not enough rounds to zero a rifle. I would never recommend anybody do this. But like I said, I've got 10 rounds to do all of this. So I trust the way that Arkin scopes track generally. You know, you can usually tell when you shoot a rifle if it's capable of accuracy or not. I think this will be pretty good. I can obviously work on the windage a little bit as I go out further, and we're just going to hope that this elevation is spot on, which, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and slip the turrets back to 0, and then we'll go ahead and move to the steel. All right, I am at the steel range. First target at 200 yards. My Hornady app is calling for 3/10 of a mil. I have a velocity of 2750 plugged in just to start. Hopefully that's pretty close. We'll find out. Right, elevation looked really good. Windage a little bit right. We'll see if that continues. It's pretty calm, so if I continue to hit right, I'll make a left windage adjustment just because I didn't have much of a chance at 100. At 300 yards, my app is calling for 1 mil. Well, that's what happens when you're in a hurry and you're trying to film at the same time. I forgot to go ahead and dial to a mil, so let's try that again. That looked just about perfect. I did slightly favor the left side of the target. I wasn't all the way to the edge. I was kind of splitting it into thirds, and I was favoring that left side. And it hit, you know, maybe a touch right, but better. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to 400 and not make any corrections for wind or velocity, and we'll see what happens. At 400 yards, the app is calling for 1.7 mils. Hit a little bit high, which I did not expect. And I was favoring left edge again, hit a little bit right. I'm going to make an adjustment left. I think I'm going to do an additional 1/10 of a mil left. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to 500 without changing the velocity. I think I will favor bottom edge because I'd like to. I have 3 rounds left. I'd like to get them all on, but obviously first priority is at least getting 1 on so I can know exactly where it hits. So moving on to 500. At 500, we're calling for 2.5 mils. Well, I changed my mind. I went ahead and held dead center on the target. Made the first hit. Dropped the second one off the right-hand side. So I went ahead and gave it another 1/10 of a mil to the left, which puts me basically exactly back to the windage that the previous owner had dialed onto it on the zero. So that is the danger of trying to zero in so few shots. You miss, you don't get a good picture of what it's actually doing. The elevation seems spot on. 2750 is the velocity I have plugged in. That seems pretty spot on. So I'm just going to adjust the windage back, call this good. That was all 10 rounds. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.